I want to introduce you to these women and to say that part at the core of what the Oakland Public Conservatory is all about is really bringing the diasporic experiences to the people, right? And so we've had Aya Pumileda here for a couple of workshops 2 years ago. We've had, continually Steve Ture comes in. We've had people from Tito Fuente's orchestra, from the Count Basie Orchestra. And recently we've had a man who is to Peru as Sonny Rollins is to the United States. Sonny Rollins, yeah. He's a national treasure. He received the Kennedy Center Award. This man who was here with us the last few years, Juan Verano Cotito, received the same honor in his country of Peru from the Ministry of Culture for his work in forwarding the Afro-Peruvian musical culture. And so you can see on the walls here what you're seeing, and every time you come to OPC, you're going to see, because what this is OPC through the years. You get a chance to see all of the work we've done. Sometimes we can't see the forest for the trees. But as we are looking and preparing for a full year in 2015 of celebrating the birth of the Public Conservatory as she becomes 10 years old, you're going to see those 10 years all on the walls of this place. But you will notice over there some Juan Ronald Cotito on the front wall there, and you were sitting in Ed Kelly Hall. Ed Kelly, this is a work in progress by our visual art teacher, the award-winning James Gales, and he'll be here next year actually teaching the young people. And Ed Kelly, we stand on his shoulders. He was one of the preeminent musicians who chose to stay in Oakland. He was one of the cats. And he said, no, they need me in Oakland, so I'm just going to have to do my work from Oakland. Right? We've got some t-shirts with his face on it for sale. Pharaoh Sanders had said of that man that Ed Kelly is the reason that he's the musician that he is, that Pharaoh Sanders is, because of a man right here. So we honor him and what he gave to us by naming this hall, this space, Ed Kelly Hall. And so continuing in our tradition of bringing the music to the people, for example, these Zimbabwean instruments, we probably have the only group of young people of color playing this style of marimba in Oakland, I would say the Bay Area. And that is because OPC sponsored the visa of a gentleman by the name of Ronnie Dalillo, who is a master musician from Zimbabwe. And he came in here, and he will hopefully be here next week to continue the training of Carolina and some of the older students. And so in that tradition of Ronnie Dalillo from Zimbabwe and having Juan Verano Cotito bringing the cajon, those boxes they were sitting on the cajon from the cajon peruano, right? The Afro-Peruvian cajon. And we see they're sitting on them now. They can actually play them a bit. So now we're moving more into the Caribbean diasporic experience, and I'm very, very honored to have Wida Lewis here with us, who is a teacher and a performer and a professor in Jamaica, who is bringing, when we think of Jamaica, we think of reggae, but she's bringing the music that reggae sprang from, right? So she's bringing the roots, the traditional music of reggae, of Jamaica to us. And so I just want you to join me in giving her a warm, cold Bay Area welcome. She's coming from, she just got in here last Wednesday, and this sister right here is also from Jamaica. She went down there and she said, Angela, Wida. And I was like, yes. And so this is Afia Walking Tree, who is actually our resident permaculture expert and teacher, who is really bringing that knowledge and wisdom to the young people. And she and I have been working for quite a while we've been threatening to do this. And this summer, we got the best group of kids to pilot this program. They come ready. It is really quite something. So like Wida, yes, these are your children. Thank you for trusting me with us. But I want I'd like to just to say a couple of more things about permaculture, this idea of rhythms of the earth and how that is flowing into the work that we're doing here this summer. Do it.
Just a couple of minutes. There you go.
So did you all see the kids come up? I was teaching on my way, and I knew you all were doing, they were all presenting you what they had learned in permaculture?
Yes.
Oh, good.
It made you proud.
It made me proud, of course. So today, we were at Lake Merritt Park, just to give you a little taste, and your babies were beautifying the lake garden. And they really are serious about it, because they understand that that garden is not there because people are getting paid for it to be there. That garden is gardened by volunteers in Oakland. People who live here garden that garden so that the pollinators can come back, so we can have our fruit and our vegetables in our gardens. And the kids, it's a small little thing. It doesn't seem like much, but we are regenerating the cycle so that we can actually have fresh food and vegetables, and also begin to really get inside of what it means to be connected to the earth, and how those connecting with the earth connects us with our rhythms. And there was there's always these 2 or 3 groups working together and trading off. I'm going to use the equipment, and I'm going to carry the weeds, and it's always like that when we're out there. And we walk all the way to the lake. All the way is not very far, but all the way for kids is far. And they walk all the way back. And we've been learning about also just how the potential of a seed, the potential that lives inside of a seed, the potential that is us, inside of us, and looking at the principles that exist in what we call permaculture, permanent culture, which is creating sustainable systems so that we grow old and still get to eat fresh food. It's real serious. And have clean water and recycle our garbage. We looked at the world and what's going on out there, and we looked at our own place here and planted seeds and creating some really beautiful experiences. They're going to be bringing home food. So find a spot in your yard or somewhere so that these seeds that have sprouted, some of them sprouted today, so these seeds can grow and they can really get the understanding of the full cycle of what it's like to begin the song, get the song to the middle range, really sort of get into learning and knowing what the song is about, and then going to the crescendo, the fruiting, the living in that, inside that rhythm. So we're really pulling together the rhythm of the earth and the rhythm of music, and how that really allows for us to be free. You should see them out there. So get them to start weaving, start gardening, if you haven't already. Thank you so much, everybody.